Yeah, we're just starting. Hold on a second, guys. Start talking. We're recording, so
And we are kind of live.
Wait, did he say we're going live and then
We are
hang
live.
on a
Yeah,
second?
yeah. He
Yes.
went live and he was
Hold
like,
on.
"Hey,
Hello and
that's that."
welcome to the Firearms Insider Gun and Gear Review Podcast, episode 327. On this show, we showcase gun reviews, gear, and everything else a gun enthusiast might be looking for. We strive to evaluate products in an unbiased and honest perspective. I'm not Chad Wallace. I'm Rob Smith, the co-host and general schmuck. And on this show, we'll be discussing a Glock 17 barrel review, Henry's Steel, Ruger's Single 7, and a 6mm ARC.
How do you do
Tonight we
that
have Chad,
flawlessly?
Rob, and Zane, and
How do you
Tony.
do that flawlessly yet can't get through the disclaimer?
I don't
he's
know.
wonderful. You know,
Especially
I'm glad I
this
paid him today.
I get double
disjointed
salary.
crap. Good job.
Okay.
Actually,
So we're
that
gonna
was
go
really
with that?
good, Rob. Yeah.
Cool.
I don't-
Okay, so let's talk about what we've done in guns for the last week and a half. I'll go first because I'm claiming that prerogative because I'm talking right now. I didn't do squat because we got that little tropical storm that buzzed by Florida up into the Mississippi area. So we got like snot loads of rain last week, through the weekend. And I'm complaining Saturday going, I wish I could go to the range. I wish I could do something. And it's bloody pouring and overcast. And then I thought, I got a coworker of mine that is living in a hotel for the last 8 days because her house is under 1.5 feet of water because the county doesn't know how to pump water out of her street. Anyways, so I'm thinking of my blessings as opposed to the cursings in life. So I didn't do a whole lot.
Awesome.
Who's next? Tony?
Well, one, the township does know how to pump water out of the street. They pump it into her house.
Oh, yeah.
Street
They
clear.
did that today. She told me a cop came by today because they pulled a pump off her street to move it to another street. The next street over, they pump water from that street to her street. And the cop comes and actually did something smart. He walked over to the other guys and said, will you please stop flooding the people next door? And they stopped. So yes, police are useful. They're good. But we're not going to go any further than that on the show.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
That's the end of that discussion.
where's my no politics?
Hey, I'm not.
disclaimer?
It's not politics. I'm doing a statement of fact that
I really do want to say this. This place is now my refuge from talking about politics. Oh my God.
and I didn't go into politics. And okay,
No,
so Tony, what'd you do?
In guns, I was actually the host of Self Defense Gun Stories this week, so you can find that on the Second is for Everyone page. I posted it today, and on my personal page, and of course, you can always go to selfdefensegunstories.com and pull it down. Look, my show. I mean, yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, it was some cool incidents of civilian self-defense use, but really, if you want to bust that bubble, especially in the current world, to see what real civilian self-defense looks like, especially in what we have going on now. We had two stories about people that got busted into. During these riots, protests, whatever, and what they did and how they handled themselves. So I think it's pretty much timely, that show. But as far as gun stuff, still rocking the fat operator holster from Black Diamond Concealment. Still have the same complaint. It's hard to get a master grip on it, but it holds it deep enough that you don't print. And with a Glock 19, it's not trying to pop back up like a toaster strudel.
Hey Tony, can you grab the trigger while the gun's in the holster?
No, much better than that crap Zane has. Much better than that crap Zane has.
So
Awesome.
rule number one for holsters. Anyways,
Yep. So, I didn't do anything because our ranges haven't opened up. The federal range hasn't opened up. Range 14 on Fort Dix is still closed, and they're still not opening indoor ranges in Jersey. Not
Yeah.
until maybe July 1st.
Sweet,
understood.
sweet,
Zane,
sweet,
what'd you
sweet.
do?
I got some stuff in. I got some discreet carry concept clips in that I'm gonna attach. Well, I was gonna attach to different holsters until I broke my holster or realized the holster was broken. But I've been wearing it every day for over 2 years, so that just gave me an excuse to have to purchase a new holster, and not the one I reviewed last week. The one I actually used because it didn't suck. So I broke that one. So I got a Filster Spotlight on the way because I'm wanting to use one of those. So we'll give that a try.
Nice.
But yeah,
Awesome.
so I got some clips in. I got some other stuff in. I just been building stuff, putting things together. Went back to using a Safariland holster outside the waistband because once the review is over, like, okay, we're done with this. So
Nice.
I got dry fire. I got a class coming up this weekend, so that should be fun.
Very cool.
Sweet.
Chad, you ready to take it over?
Yeah, I'll take it over now.
Okay.
You did a great job, Rob.
Well, thank you, Chad, but not as good as you, my illustrious
Well.
leader.
Let's see. I actually made it to the range in the rain. So, I don't know what Rob's complaining about. Thunderstorms, rain.
Dude,
Okay.
you ain't seen rain until you've seen a Florida thunderstorm, brother.
I've seen thunderstorms like you're talking about. And yeah, it was nothing like that here. So actually Zoe and I went to the range. We shot that purple rifle that I put together with the help of the Timber Creek Enforcer kit that is here for review in the future. Everything's worked great on it. The thing shot pretty darn nice. I was really impressed. Let's see. Yes, it was raining. We shot some other stuff, but that was really it. We were bored. I needed to put some rounds through it, see how it was doing, because the lower upper and barrel had never been used. So that is that. It's hot looking. Let's see. The muzzle brake is super loud that they send with it. The rifle weighs right at 6 pounds. So, and there's like hardly any recoil with it. So that's what I did. Oh, no, I did do something else. I did go have a beer with a friend, and we talked about he was looking at getting his first pistol. So, we had a conversation about that type of stuff. Good conversation, beer.
Now, you're in Washington, right?
Oregon.
You're in Oregon? Okay, so they're a little less stupid than Washington.
Yes, the only stupid Portland has some stupid stuff, but we have what they call universal background checks. Which,
Yeah, lovely.
Exactly. But besides that, we can still have suppressors, machine guns, AR-15s,
The fun stuff for now.
standard capacity magazines, all the stuff
Yeah.
for now. Correct. And hopefully all of the stuff that's going on, people realize how stupid our governor is. And that's my political rant for the day. And where are we at? See, you lost me. I guess we got to
now we're going to go on to the announcements.
So go to the Gun and Gear Cult and pledge your support. We would love to have you as a supporter of this show if you like it. Will is still our 25 level patron, as we would like to say. Our bandwidth sponsor is our buddies over at Patriot Patch Co. So go join the Patch of the Month Club. I know it's an AR in multicolors with fireworks on it this month. I actually finally got my month for May. We can do it in the dark one. I don't know if Jake lost it or it got lost in the mail or anything, but he also sent me the little "This is the way" patch with the claymore. So I thought that was kind of cool. I don't know. He's just being nice because he missed it or something. So if you're shopping Amazon, of course, please use our affiliate link at firearmsradio.tv/Amazon. If you would shop at Matador Arms, they make all kinds of cool stuff. You can use our affiliate in the show notes or on the firearmsinsider.tv website, and the same with Amend 2, which makes magazines and some various other things. We do have the listener question show coming up pretty much at the end of this month, or it'll record, I don't know, maybe the beginning of July. So get your questions in. Questions are starting to roll in. Anybody that gives us questions gets entered into our drawing for the stuff. Our cult members get an extra entry if they submit a question. Matador Arms has given us a $50 gift certificate and some swag. Odin Works gave us some t-shirts and stickers and stuff. combat flip flops. Sent us some flip flops and shamogs, a bunch of flip flops really.
Oh,
And
wow.
Faxon sent us 2 9mm barrel bolt combos, and they're their new
Oh,
the new 9mm barrels with the built-in machined in compensators or flash hider. I think there's one of
oh.
each.
It was very nice of Faxon to send us a 9mm barrel bolt combo.
You keep saying that, Rob. And this is why you don't read the show notes. So there is that, and I guess I'm gonna have to read the disclaimer now
I can, whatever.
because Rob read the intro. Is that how it works?
Whatever.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual co-hosts and do not reflect the official policy or position of the Firearms Radio Network and or their employers. This is
What is
not,
this slow reading? Come on, man, speed it up.
It's
This
Grandpa
is not
reading.
legal advice, nor should it be considered as such. Viewer discretion is advised. This is especially true on live shows. Better, Tony?
A little
Nothing.
too fast.
Yeah, whatever.
Much
It's in
better.
there. So, main topic. Yes, we have another review today. This is courtesy of me, of course. We have Tactical Kinetics G17 threaded barrel. And I will get to that in here just a second. If you may recall, Tactical Kinetics had sent me an AR barrel, 7.5-inch AR barrel, actually, that I reviewed earlier. I don't know, probably 6 months ago. I don't remember that stuff. So, of course, when I was looking for a Glock 17 barrel, I hit them up and they graciously sent me a threaded Glock 17 barrel. And of course, now with the barrel, the review is written. Let's see and of course, as I kind of expected, I was not disappointed with this barrel. The barrel's beautifully made, both inside, outside. You can kind of see from the pictures, there is one looking down the rifling. You can get them in black nitride finishes, which they sent me. They also have stainless steel and titanium nitride, which is the gold color. This particular one is engraved with the TK logo on the hood and the model caliber on the side. So it says 17 9x19. Amazing to me, which I was pretty surprised, is you can get these barrels from them without a logo on them. So, if you just want a plain barrel, no markings, they'll sell you that too. I thought that was kind of cool because most companies will not do that. I guess they have faith in how their barrels are. Thought that was kind of a cool thing. The specs on the 9mm barrel, pretty standard for replacement barrels. It is made from pre-hardened 416R stainless. Of course, the pre-hardening makes it less susceptible to becoming flawed during the when they actually machine the barrel. If you harden it after, sometimes there's chances it can warp and do weird things. So pre-hardened is the way to go. It's got a SAMI spec chamber. It's button rifled. It's got 6 grooves, 1 in 10 twist. Because of the button rifling, you can shoot pretty much every type of bullet you want out of it. Lead, copper, jacketed, all that stuff. Unlike the polygonal rifle barrels that Glock sends with their pistols, barrels, you get it. The rifling is beautiful as stated before. By using the 1 in 10 twist rates, of course, it makes it so you can shoot heavier bullets, at least better. When I shot it, bullet weight didn't seem to matter that much. Of course, lastly, it is threaded half 28 for your accessories because it is a threaded barrel. Of course, the threads are way better than I could ever do, so I will put that in there. I did install it actually I've had it in 2 slides, but I installed it in the Freedom Flag products slide that they had sent me for review a while back. And then that Lone Wolf TDWF frame that I had, I put those together and put this barrel in it. Everything fit together great. The barrel had good lockup in the slide, like very minimal movement. And of course, as I expected, and you probably would too, it worked like a champ. Every type of ammo I stuck through it cycled. I don't actually ever remembering it have any failure to feed or extract. Uh, it does have a polished feed ramp that they polish before plating, and that might have helped some. I don't know, but either way, it's the feed ramp super smooth there. And of course, I did some accuracy testing. It's not like in a ransom rest or anything. Went off to the range with a bunch of targets, a bunch of other stuff. I rested the pistol on my shooting bag and then proceeded to shoot the targets at 15 yards. Uh, it's not the best rest, but it's probably suitable for what you're going to get in real world accuracy. Shot 5-round groups, bunch of different ones. Got my average representation, and I put some of them in the show notes. The best group I actually shot with this at the 15 yards was the SIG Elite Performance 115 grains. I got a group of 1.1 inches. I have always, everything I've shot that ammo in, I have had really good luck. Of course, it's not cheap ammo, so there you get it. I did shoot some Freedom Munitions Hush ammo, which is 165 grains. It's basically the ammo for suppressors. It got a 2.26 inch group. I shot some Corbon Plus P 115 grain jacketed hollow points. They were at like 2.18 inches. I'm not going to bore you guys with the rest, but it's, basically the worst groups were from the Federal Champion Brass. They were 3+ inches, no matter how many times I shot it. But everything else was, 2.2¼ inches and under. So I wouldn't have a problem putting the Tactical Kinetics barrel up against other brands. The key point here is it's $105 for a threaded barrel. They did send a thread protector with this one. It's knurled. It's an extra $18. The barrel shoots well. It gave me good lockup. It is completely manufactured in the USA. They rifle them. They machine them all in-house. What more could you really ask for in a Glock replacement barrel? So do go check out Tactical Kinetics if you need some barrels. So we'll get into the 8 key points. Claim to fame, of course, it's a Glock replacement threaded barrel. Imagine that. Target markets, pretty much anyone needing a threaded barrel that fits Glock style slides. We'll get into the features and benefits. I already mentioned it's completely made in house. It is 6-groove button rifling, 1 in 10 twist, SAMI chamber, 416 stainless. It does have a target crown on it also. You can get it with or without the logo, and it is threaded half 28. It was kind of hard to find anything, so there are not any other links to reviews, but Rainier Arms also sells these barrels, so there is a little what others are saying in there. Price point, we already mentioned $105. You can get it at Tactical Kinetics, and Rainier Arms sometimes has them, and Brownells sometimes has them. So for our rating, the pros, it is less expensive than competitors' barrels. It is good quality. I like that it was completely made in-house in the USA. It does have a polished feed ramp, and the black nitride finish is pretty good looking on this particular barrel. The cons, I put lack of options. If you want it fluted or you want the fancy colors, you can't get any of that. So, it's kind of like a Model T, but with a little few extras. And the thread protector's extra, which is not a huge deal, but you guys get it. I got to put some cons in there. So for a score, I gave it an 8, which was great. So you guys are probably tired of me reviewing barrels, so what do you got? Any questions?
Let me tell you, if that shoots as good as you say it does, we just saw Zane. I mean, I think I spent about $130 on my lone wolf barrel for my uh, 45 caliber Glock.
Right.
You know, and what irks me about Glocks is if you buy a Glock, they won't sell their threaded barrels by the barrel. You have to buy the whole daggum gun. And their threaded
Exactly.
barrels come with that stupid metric 13.5 right hand twist crap.
Oh, they don't even put a standard half 28.
No, it's a European thing. And I
Right.
think they sell, 99% of their guns in America? It's like,
Yeah.
hello. I know they even make
Yeah.
them in America, but I'll get off that tangent. I mean, it looks like a really nice barrel.
I mean, I've been really impressed with their barrels, and they're not expensive.
Do they make them for any other guns?
They make AR barrels, Glock barrels. I don't know if they make any other type.
Oh, the one you reviewed tonight is out.
Yeah, I mean, they
Oh,
go
so
through
Rainier.
stock. Yeah, pistol barrels. Let's see what they have.
Well, go
I
to
think
tech.
they're only listing pretty much Glock barrels right now.
Yeah, they might not make other pistol barrels yet, but
Right, but I don't think they're a huge company, but
Mhm.
they're there and they
I
do
wonder
if
what
you're
the
have.
gonna
deal is
make
with the thread protector though being sold separately. Is that just to make a price point? You think?
probably
It could be but their non-threaded barrels are still the same price. They're $105. So
well. The thing too
I
yeah,
just see that as kind of nuts. I mean,
when I bought my Glock 17, I bought especially because I wanted a threaded Glock. It came with a little plastic sleeve that you put over the threads.
okay,
wow.
so
So
yeah,
that's cheap Gaston.
right.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't
Well,
see anything on their website. I see a Glock 19, Glock 34,
yeah,
and that's it.
they only
So
list, I think, what's in stock, so you might
Good.
have to go. It's not, at least for the normal stuff, I think.
yeah,
But which
and that
which is good. But then you look at it and you're like, they don't have
oh,
much in
crap.
stock. Well, I think everybody has
Yeah,
that problem right now. But
and that half by 28, that's standard left hand thread, right?
no, it's standard half 28 right hand, standard everything, standard 9 millimeter, like compensators,
Right. Did you
all
try
that
it with a
stuff.
comp?
I did have a comp on it.
With a silencer?
No, because I don't have a booster with my silencer, so I get one shot and then have to cycle it.
Oh, that's a shame. Okay.
I mean, I've shot it on other barrels that are threaded with it, and so yeah. But I did try it with a comp, and I think Zane wants back in. There you go, Zane.
Yeah, I'm here. I made it.
Uh-huh.
Nah, I think probably the reason the thread protector is extra is just because, I mean, if you know you're gonna build you a Rolando special or whatever, and you're never taking the comp off, do you need a
Yeah,
thread
you don't.
protector? You save a
No.
couple bucks.
Yeah, that's true. I think you got a point there. Well, that was the Tactical Kinetics G17 length barrel review. Now we have some product spotlight and discussion, not reviews. But because it's episode 327, these guys have probably figured out that, oh, look, I put the Henry Big Boy Steel in here, of course, in 327 Federal Magnum. We haven't talked about the Big Boy Steel before, so I was like, whatever. MSRP is $922. Basically, it's their steel version lever action rifle. You can get it in either a carbine 16.5-inch or 20-inch barrel. Pretty much all the major standard pistol calibers for those: 357, 38, 41, 45 Colt, 45 mag special, and of course the 327 Federal Magnum. The steel rifle actually weighs, they say, 1.68 pounds lighter than the brass receivered version, which makes sense because the steel is strong. is lighter than the brass, so I get that. So it runs at what they say 7 pounds for the 20-inch version. Let's see, I think that's about it. So we get down here with the 327 Magnum. It holds 10 rounds. It is not a side load gate yet. It is still the tube magazine, and you have to load it from the front. That is with the 20-inch barrel. It is a 1 in 16 twist. Overall length is 37.5 inches. Like I said, it weighs 7 pounds. It has a fully adjustable semi-buckhorn diamond insert rear sight and a brass bead front sight. It is drilled and tapped for a scope base if you would like one. It's a walnut stock, of course. Length of pull is 14 inches. It's got a transfer bar safety, and you can get swivel studs if you would like. I don't know. I like lever guns like this. I would like a side loading gate. But that's one thing with the Henrys is their non-steel version are heavy. And of course, I'm like, you want one of these because they're light. But as we say later, you can also get pistols from other companies in the same round. So you can have, both. Let's see. I don't know if Tony's shot one of these in the 327. Have you?
No, I have a 357 Henry Big Boy Steel.
Right.
And with the 16-inch barrel, it's lightweight. It is sleek. I don't know how many people know about the 327 Magnum, but it was developed a few years ago with the 32 H&R Magnum.
Yeah, you can shoot
Yeah.
like most of them. You can shoot like 32 H&Rs also.
So
Correct.
I was checking out somebody whose picture I was going to use today, and I ended up using my own picture. But Buffalo Outdoor, his channel, and he shot everything from 32 Smith and Wesson, what they call 32 short,
Yeah,
and he said
they are short too.
oh, dude, it's ridiculously short. It was the 32 short, the 32 long, and then the 32 Magnum, and then the 327 Magnum. And he even threw a 32 ACP in there, single drop it into the barrel to see if it fires. He said it does. I mean, it operates as a single shot, but it does. But if you don't know it, this sucker, depending on the barrel length you use a 327 Magnum in, hits close to 357 Magnum power. In some, you know what I mean, barrel
Yeah,
lengths
the
comparison.
ballistics on it are super strange. Like, it doesn't make sense.
It's like a 357 Magnum. It doesn't make sense either. You can put it in a revolver, and it shoots to one thing. But once you add 16 inches of barrel, it becomes a monster comparatively to what it was. And he compared the ballistics, or somebody did, to 30 carbine. And everyone knows 30 carbine is a decent self-defense thing. It's just never developed as so because the gun it was developed for wasn't built to shoot anything but full metal jackets. This is a little different. Very little drop at 100. Still can be used on medium-sized game, a fun plinking rifle. The sad thing is 327 didn't take off like it could have. And the cool thing about 327 is it gives you an extra round in revolvers that you wouldn't get.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing I like about it is if I'm looking at
Like a
if
snub
the
revolver.
ballistics are so similar between 327 and 357, but I can get 6 as opposed to 5 in the same size revolver. Well,
Which
And
I
that
think-
really counts.
And I-
20% increase in ammo capacity.
And I
Whoa,
think that's-
Zane's doing math. Watch it.
Yeah.
I think that's originally why they may have designed it, because I know Ruger kind of had a part in it.
Yeah, the Ruger LCR is one of the. Might be the only revolver available in it. I'm not sure if
Oh,
Smith
yeah,
has one or not.
In a double action.
In a double action?
In a double action, yeah.
Yeah, I think other companies did, and it was another one of these cartridges that was the new great thing for revolvers, and not many people
You
buy
might be able to get a
revolvers.
GP100 and a 7shot too. Now that
Oh,
I'm
you
thinking
can get
about it.
GP100. You can get the single 7 that we'll be talking about next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some. It's not a huge, but it's some. But here's the thing about 327 Magnum. It has a cult following like 10 millimeter head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
And and especially hand loaders because you can top that sucker up. It's not just an extended, uh, yeah, it's just not extended 32 Magnum. It's thicker case walls and everything. So yeah, you can hand load this thing to be decent, like really hot,
especially
or
out of a rifle or a carbine like
Yeah,
these.
see,
yeah,
I'm not.
especially out of carbine.
I'll be honest. I'm not digging it out of the lever action gun though. I think it shines in the revolver. If I got this little big boy steel, I'd want it in full bore 44 mag. But
I've got
you
one.
know, it's just me.
I
Of
love
course,
the
I'll shoot
44
44
Magnum.
specials. Because reduced recoil and
Of
whatnot.
course you would. Of course you
You
would.
know, Henry makes a 22 long rifle for you, Zane.
I'm also not a huge fan of lever guns because
Okay.
because
But
I
Oh
was
my God.
born after
no,
1883.
oh, just
Okay.
stop it. Just stop it. That ain't the problem. It's that it ain't tactical enough for you. It took you how long to shoot something besides a Glock?
Hey,
Shit.
they have the tactical lever guns. Doesn't Mossberg make one with a quad rail on it or something?
Almost
Yes,
everybody makes one now.
yeah.
Mossberg makes one. Marlin makes one. And Henry makes one.
Yeah,
Yep.
Henry, they're making the ones with the rails on the front, on the fore end and stuff. But I just don't think a Henry rifle looks good with a rail on it.
I don't think the lever guns do
I don't think
any of
any
them.
lever gun looks good with a rail on it.
See, I like
Exactly.
it. I like the lever guns with the rails on it, because it gets on everybody else's nerves, and I like doing
That
that.
That's a
fair.
good reason.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
And I mean, really, that's one of the only reasons. The other
It,
reason I like it is it adds modularity to something that might be that's your thing. Like you want to get a lever gun, or you might live in a horrible state like this and go, you know
I
what?
was gonna say, if you live in Jersey, a 16-inch 44 Magnum with 7 shots, and
hmm
you can run a lever gun really
Uh-huh.
fast if you know what you're doing.
Especially especially the ones the shorter the cartridge, of course,
hmm
the easier it is to run them as opposed to like running a full.
Yeah.
Just
So I mean, you have one of these. You get the 327 Magnum, 10 shots, dude. You're gonna be in a hurt locker. You get hit by this little sucker.
Yep.
And I don't, it's not even that little. I mean, it's 100 grains. Some of the rounds I think are about 100 grains, but it's freaking truck it,
Oh
and
yeah.
it hits with enough power. Defending your home is no problem with this thing. Um, so yeah, I dig it because it's a lever action, and I like the compactness of lever actions. It's less than 3 feet long. It weighs like 6 pounds, and you can put red dots on it. You can put scopes on it. You can put anything you want on it.
Yep. And you're driving around your farm, and a lever action is something nice you can just throw in there, and everybody has one.
And
So,
you can reach out to 100 easy. You can take varmint, things
oh
like
yeah,
that. If a fox is
coyote.
fox is trying to take your chickens, you can tap that sucker further than he thought you would be able to.
That's
Because
right.
where I come from, people carry shotguns with them because Virginia not is kind of flat compared where I'm at, so you can't hunt with anything but shotguns.
Ah,
But you can roll out with one of these lever actions and drop something real quick.
yep. Gotcha. So that was the Henry Big Boy Steel in 327, and because you need a pistol to go with this rifle, uh, Ruger makes the single 7 with a bird's head grip in, of course, 327 Federal Magnum. MSRP on this is $652. I believe it is Ellipses exclusive. Not that that really matters, but yeah. So in this case, I put the bird's head grip one in here because I think they're cool looking, and it'd match the rifle well if that's your thing. Of course, barrel length on it's 3 3/4 inches. It does hold 7 rounds. It is a 1 in 16 twist barrel, just like the rifle. It weighs 32 ounces. It does have their transfer bar safety. The bird's head grip. Of course, you can shoot 32 H&R Magnums also, and 32 Smith & Wesson long and shorts. Imagine that. Which, it's kind of a nice thing. Overall length is 9.75 inches. It has basically just the rear notch and then a blade front sight. So we're talking old school style here. That, oh, You can buy it in California too. Just saying. But
But not Massachusetts.
correct. Don't ask me why. But yes, so there is that, which is kind of where the 327 Magnum shines, as we were trying to say, is you put it in a normal frame revolver, and instead of 6 rounds, you get that extra 7th round in there. So that's the single 7 one. Tony, Rob, Zane, anything?
I mean, pretty much exactly what we said before. That's seven. It gives you 7 rounds. Um, that barrel length is still going to be a heater in a 327 Magnum, and it's still going to work out well. What I was doing back when 327s first came out, I was reading up a lot on them, like I do a lot of the new cartridges, and it was supposed to be this really cool thing, especially when it comes to revolvers. And this is just a fun gun to shoot. Everybody doesn't want to be Tactical Timmy in the gun world. Sometimes you just want cool guns that can serve more than one purpose, and that's what this falls under.
Yep.
Um,
Or cowboy shooting
yeah, cowboy
if you're
action
into
shooting.
that. Yeah.
I don't think they do it with these though. But maybe they do. You can put some 32s in and still rock it.
Yeah, I believe you can.
Yeah, okay. I haven't checked their stuff. Actually, I was actually talking to them at the last NRA or something, um, because cowboy action shooting is fun, but it's hilariously expensive.
Yeah, exactly, because you need 2 revolvers, a rifle, period correct,
A
shotgun,
shotgun.
period correct. Then you have to buy clothes to dress up.
Well, the clothes isn't the most expensive part. It can be because it's funny because the women talk about guns and dudes talk about clothes. I was there. I watched it,
Uh-huh.
and the guys want to be dressed period correct. Like, where did you get that vest? Meanwhile, the ladies are like, "What are you shooting?" It's like, "Oh, a 38. Who did your trigger job?" So something like this. This is. It looks cool, and yeah, if I had unlimited funds, I'd probably be dancing in the 327 Magnum pool, or at least had tried it out back when it first came out.
Yeah, see, like for me, since we're talking about the round, I would get one maybe in a snub nosed revolver, like Zane was saying, and what is it there?
Oh, I'd rock an LCR. I'd
Or
rock an
Well,
LCR in
right,
327.
something like that, because you do get that extra round and you're getting similar performance. I'm not
And-
saying
Well,
the same.
this single 7 comes in barrel lengths from 3.75 all the way up to 7.5 inches. So,
Right, depending on which version you want. Yeah.
but
Yep.
they're all distributor exclusives. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I think there's only one that's not in the Ruger lineup in the 327. I could be wrong.
Everything I'm seeing says Lipsy's exclusive.
Yeah, so
Ah.
I'd much rather one of their double actions, just because that's
Yep.
more my style. But something like this is, I mean, I'm a big fan, like the movie Tombstone, so I could rock this like cross draw vertically from like a chest thing.
Yep. I
Say
gotcha.
when.
Uh-huh.
Hey, dude, I mean, cowboy action is a lot of fun. You get to play Tombstone. You get to strap up. You get to put all that on. And it's just, and this thing, because I'm looking at it because it's 327 Magnum. Yep, it is available in the GP 100.
Yeah.
And that's a
Excuse
7 or
me,
8
and
shot in GP
excuse me,
100.
not a GP 100. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the SP
SP101.
101s. And SP 101s,
It's a 6-shot then.
6-shot,
Right.
6-shot. But dude,
But still, yeah.
and
Yep.
it's just funny to me because if this round would have taken off, because I think when it comes to choice between 38 357 Magnum and 32 Magnum and 327 Magnum, people were like, it's cheaper, and I already know the other one.
Yeah.
And I think it just really didn't take off like people were hoping.
Yep. And so, of course, that was the single 7 bird's head grip in 327. And next up is something that's completely non-related, but it's related in a cartridge that may or may not take off. It's the Hornady's new 6mm ARC. What it is it's their new, rifle ammo chambering. You get it. Basically, they created this cartridge because they say something about the DoD for its multi-purpose combat rifle program, which they may have created it for that, but I think they created it for other reasons. You can use high BC bullets, fits in a standard AR-15 platform, a bunch of different bullets. They already have gun manufacturers. There's a whole list on their website who are producing rifles in the 6mm arc. Supposedly, it gives you achieves results never before delivered from an AR-15 platform. I'm laughing because the 224 Valkyrie also did, but
I
in
was
this case,
just about to say that.
but in this case, I like it more because of the bullet weight you can get. But we'll get into
Well,
that.
and it is a 6mm bullet, so
Correct.
when you get into the longer bullets, like 6mm, what all the precision shooters are shooting. No one's even shooting 6.5s anymore. They're shooting 6mm,
Right.
but that's in a 308 length
cartridge.
This is
Correct.
a 5.56 length cartridge.
Right. And this particular cartridge, let's see, it doesn't really tell you anything more. It's based on the 6.5 Grendel cartridge, but it's 6mm. It's not just a straight neck down 6.5 Grendel, but it's essentially that's what you're getting. And so you get, they compare it to 308, 223, stuff like that. But all of that's kind of not really stuff that matters too much. They are making reloading stuff for it. As of right now, you can get loaded ammo in 105 grain boat tail hollow point Hornady black ammo, 108 grain ELD matches, and 103 grain ELD X precision hunter bullets. I'm hoping this takes off more than the 224 Valkyrie because 105 grain 6mm bullet will buck the wind better. It will fly well. You can really, if it's made correctly, you can load it up. You could load it up with 55 grain bullets if you wanted, because they make those in 6mm, or even longer ones like the 108 grain. It's kind of one of these things. Their velocity's tested out of a 24-inch barrel. So, it's not going to be accurate, but I think they said something like 2,700 feet per second or something is what I was looking at. But
yeah, but no one's shooting 24-inch barrels.
Exactly, in an AR platform.
They're going to have Howers and stuff like that. I mean, the list of companies, I think it was like a dozen companies making rifles and whatnot for it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Howard's on the list. Yeah.
Howard's on the list. Geisley's on the list.
Noveski, Proof.
So they're gonna have support.
Yeah.
All it has to do is actually pull it off. Will it work? Let's hope so. Because I don't know about everybody else, but after a while, a new chambering every year that's gonna make the AR the greatest thing ever lived is getting done.
Gee,
Well,
don't they always say that?
The big advantage I see over it is like the 6.5 Grendel, I believe. Rusty's in the things just finished up his 6.5 Grendel. But the problem I see with the Grendel is it was made by Alexander Arms, and they're funny about releasing information on their cartridges. So they wanted to like sell the information to the companies to make barrels and such for it. This is if I'm remembering correctly. Well, Hornady's not going to do that. They're going to be like, oh, we got this new ammo. Here's the dimensions. Here's your reamers. Go make us a barrel.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
I mean, if you're trying to squeeze a little more range with a little more lethality, because just because you can shoot a bullet so far doesn't mean you can kill something with it once it goes that far.
Correct.
Right? Like you can shoot a 5.56 at 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it's going to do when it gets to 1,000 yards.
Ice pick.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. It prairie dog maybe.
Well, but here's the other thing. And I agree with Zane. Look, 1,000 yard shooting. Everybody talks it, but most people have no idea where 1,000 yard shooting range is within 100 miles of their home. So could we stop acting like this is something you need? It took what 12 years finally before people started figuring out a way to use 300 blackout, and most of them used it not the way it was designed in the first place anyway.
Yep.
True.
And then as far as AR-15s, this stuff right here costs more than $1 a round.
Mm-hmm.
All right, where it sits right now. There are people out there that know for a home defense, self defense, like premium, like top of the line ammo for 5.56 is 77 grain, and they don't have that stacked up in their houses in boxes now.
Nope.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I'm like, you still shooting 55 or 64 grain. That's all you're shooting.
That's
You're
what I got. 55 grain.
You still have PMC and you still have Wolf Gold.
Mhm.
So I mean, like, stop sniffing around, acting like you just can't wait to buy this thing and throw it together because it's not even out yet. There's always
Well-
going to be those people, but there was those people with the 224 Valkyrie or whatever you call it, or 22 Nosler,
I was
or
going to say,
20
what was the
Nosler,
Nosler one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was the other
24
issue,
Nosler.
the other issue I see, and it's not nearly as big as an issue with this because I don't think you're going to be shooting the volume with other rounds, but is the rim size. You got to use that thinner
6'8".
bolt face.
Correct.
It's so you put more wear and tear on it. Now, I don't think it's a big deal with this one because I don't foresee people going out and putting 10,000 rounds a year through one of these guns because
Right.
how many barrels are you going to burn through? So maybe
That's
not
what I was
nearly as
wondering.
big a deal, but that's something to be aware of. That those larger bolt faces tend to not do so well in the ARs.
Right.
7.62, 6, 6.5.
So it uses the same. It uses the same bolt face as a 6.8.
6.8 or 6.5?
6'8". I
6.8.
think.
6'8".
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, use the same bolt face as a 6.8. So they're readily available. The barrels. I was listening to what Odin Works charges for the barrel and the bolt face, or even the entire upper, and it wasn't killer, but the barrel and the bolt face was like 450.
Right.
So it's not going to break
yeah.
the bank. The thing that will kick your butt is, of course, the round itself,
Cost of ammo.
the cost of ammo. Yeah.
And what's the
Um,
barrel life going to be like? Because, I mean,
Nobody mentioned it, and that really annoyed me.
Uh-huh.
Because, I
Yeah.
mean, am I getting 1,000 rounds per barrel? Am I getting 5,000 rounds per barrel?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Am I getting 10,000 rounds per barrel? That
from
matters.
what it looked like to me is it didn't look like it was like loaded so hot that you're going to get tons of throat wear or it's going to burn your barrel out. It didn't look to me like that from the specs I saw, but
I mean,
it
it's not like
remains to be seen.
I guess that also kind of depends on who makes the barrel, because I'm looking at this list of barrel makers, and they are not all created equal.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But they don't
And-
need to be, because some
Right.
people.
Sure.
But this is what gets me also. I'm glad it's out there. I hope it works out. But I just find it funny that the trend right now is in short rifles
Yeah.
for ARs,
Yeah.
AR pistols, and shorter rifles. And now you bring this out. So I'm listening to them. And some of it's getting on my nerves because it's coming straight from Hornady. So it's also their market, which ain't bad. But it's like, dude, no one's shooting a 24-inch AR right now. Like the trend right now is to go smaller. So they said they've gotten down to 12 inches with this thing.
Well,
12
and
inches with good ballistics.
SPR, DMR rolls, okay, 18,
Mhm.
20, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But that no one's going any further than that. And I would make a
No.
really good argument, that reminds me, I got a question for you to put in the questioner thing later. But I would make a really good argument that for Kona's purposes, for defense, now if you're punching paper, I don't care what you want. But for Kona's purposes, I don't really ever see a shot past 300 yards anyways. So, like, if you're trying to build your DMR for the zombie apocalypse, cool, bro. But, all right.
Yeah. And what I'm going to do is like I do with all new cartridges, like I like this, but it'll be 2-3 years before I revisit it and be like,
Yeah.
okay,
I'm
is
not
this
gonna be
thing
an
even going to
adopter.
be worth it?
Why you don't want to end up with one of those dudes, the 350 legend, and
Or
not
hammer.
having.
Yeah, exactly. Or what were they? The like 20 the 7 millimeter Winchester super short Magnum or
Yeah.
whatever they were.
Oh yeah, there was a 270 one of those too. It was like a 270 that fit in an AR.
So
It
I
was
mean,
like yeah.
it's a lot of stuff, dude. Stuff's always out there. I'm telling you, we live in the golden age of firearms. I mean, I continue to say it because it's amazing. Stuff was not coming this quick 20 years ago. It wasn't coming this quick 50 years ago, and definitely 100 years ago it wasn't. Right
Let's
now,
just see
man.
how much of this stuff sticks, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, sticking is one thing, but coming out and having people purchase stuff, and it's funny because at least with cowboy action stuff, you go, yeah, I'm buying it to have fun with it. I love the tactical Timmies. They'll get something black and talk about it shoots out to 1,000 rounds from an AR-15. I'm like, all right, where do you shoot 1,000 rounds with your AR-15? And you get crickets.
You mean 1,000 yards.
And yeah.
1,000 yards.
And
I'm
by
sorry.
the
Because
way,
there's
Tony, I looked
no
up
ranges around here.
the nearest range to me that's 1,000 yards away. I know exactly where it's at, but I looked
Mm-hmm.
at the mileage. It's like 140 miles away.
Yeah.
I mean,
But I know where it's at.
there's a 1,200 yard range, like 15 minutes from me, but I'd be lying if I told you I ever been there.
Uh-huh. And
Yeah.
the other thing is this. It's great. Buy the equipment, man. Make Hornady a ton of money. Do whatever you want to do. But maybe with the 300 blackout, all of a sudden people had to find a reason to use it. Oh, it's good for hunting. It's not why it was developed. It was developed for pretty much
It's good.
entry teams.
It's good to be shot out of an 8-inch barrel with a suppressor on it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's why it was developed. And then the marketing hype got on it, and it was telling you that it's like the greatest thing since sliced bread, and it's like not even close. It's not even accurate like they say it is. And there are other cartridges that are better. Now Hornady released this with match ammo, and they have a hunting ammo with it. And I'm like, well, really, is it built for that? Because you just said you developed it for DOD. Like now
Yeah.
you're trying to shoehorn it into something else
Well,
just
I'll
to
tell
make
you,
your sales.
the
Yeah.
other thing that is nice about it is it kind of, if you're not cheating, you're not trying, right? And it's like, well, how far will it shoot? I don't know. But guess what? I hold center mass out to 500. Wind call? What that?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it might do 1,500 yards, but what can I do with it? And so, maybe you just don't want to learn how to call wind or whatever, and you got a 200-yard range, and so guess what? There you go.
Hey.
Go have fun.
I
Yep.
agree with you. I just, listen, a cartridge a year, dude. A super cartridge every year comes out. And there are always going to be people that are going to be the beta tester for the manufacturers. Thank you, guys.
Exactly. So that was the Hornady 6mm ARC. Now, I put some listener feedback in here because it came in with a question for the Q&A show, but I was like, this is just really just feedback. So I put it in here. It's from Nick O. It says, thank you for being one of my favorite podcasts. This is one of the very first podcasts I listened to and have been hooked ever since. Keep up the great work. I love, it should be your unbiased and no BS opinions of everything the industry has to offer. Hey, that's what we like to hear. And this guy, we were one of the first podcasts he found. Oh man, should we tell him sorry now or?
Yeah, let
Oh,
him
yeah,
figure
he
it out.
already learned that.
Let him
Yep.
figure it out. He'll drop off.
Exactly. Exactly.
We thank you for that feedback.
We do.
It's really nice.
I appreciate it. And he sent us a question. So,
Well, it is funny, though. We don't hesitate to actually say something sucks if it sucks. And sometimes that's kind of frustrating listening to other channels and listen to other podcasts and everything's great and nobody says
Yeah.
anything sucks.
well, look at Zane's
Well, and the
review.
other way, I was gonna say, and the other way around is just as irritating, though. The people who only tell you how everything sucks, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
I think we're pretty fair and balanced.
And that's what we try. It's like, what was it that the Lucid Optic I reviewed? I mean, would I give it a 6? I was like, no, it's not that great.
I wasn't
Well,
too
we were
kind
talking
on
about-
that holster,
Well, when
and
we
I got
talk about-
I got a barrel right now that I don't think I'm gonna be very kind on.
Well, my
Really?
whole thing, but the opposite is true too. When it came to the Hellcat from
Yeah.
Springfield Armory,
Exactly.
didn't poop on it.
We
I'm
pooped
just
on the
saying-
company, just not the firearm. Yeah.
So I mean, I just thank him for saying that, and want to maybe pat ourselves on the back a little bit for not sucking it up like some of the people do.
Which might be a reason we don't have any sponsors.
Oh well,
Yeah,
you know what?
that's okay.
That's okay because at least somebody has to tell a modicum of the dang truth.
That's right. So, Tony,
Oh,
I know you don't know anything yet, but please try to enlighten us on what you
Okay.
can or can't tell us.
Here's what's going on. Follow my social media because starting this week, since I can't tell people anything except we may open up in July, the state, so I could actually teach classes and host diversity shoots. Um, I'm working on something in PA since they're open already. Also, follow my social media because what I'm doing is finding people across the country that are giving free online classes and stuff. And I'm just posting it up and sharing that so people can share free online classes if they're still in the lockdown or whatever. Um, what else? Yeah. Oh, the giveaway. I'll be announcing who won the Palmetto State rifle kit. I'll be announcing that tomorrow, and we like shooting. And also, I mean, I'm going to do it here because, well, this is my dang show, but it'll be on We Like Shootings. What is it? Not Double Tap. Yeah, it's Double
Yeah,
Tap.
it is
Double
double
tap.
tap.
I'll be on Double Tap tomorrow, and I'll talk about it there. But this month's giveaway, you get to choose between a high point 9mm in black or a high point 10mm in Yeti camo as the prize for July if you join as a $20 or above patron. And then Hightower Armory skipped in and said, hey, you want a bullpup? You want the bullpup chassis or the F90 chassis for 1022? We're giving one of those away too. So if you become a $20 or above patron on our thing, you will have a chance of getting one of these. I have to really word it weird, but understand you're helping us out because when we launch, when we finally get on our feet, it really helps to actually have funds that I don't have to worry about dropping off. Another thing, people donated ammo using Gun for Hire Range. They go to gunforhirerange.com, buy ammo to have it delivered to me. Awesome. But if you really want to support the range while the governor has us shut down, buy some swag from them too. And just support the people that supported me and made sure that we had the diversity shoot. So it's gunforhire.com. Go to their store, order swag for yourself. Heck, order swag and donate it to me if you want to. But just show your support and help keep the ranges in Jersey open until the state opens up. Thanks a lot. You can find all our stuff at diversityshoot.com. I'll be recording a new podcast this weekend. And hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks a lot for the support you all give me. I really appreciate it.
Woohoo. So, send questions, comments, or feedback to gungearreview@gmail.com. That would be great. You can send us a question, get entered for our Q&A show. Go pledge your support at gunandgearcult.com. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us an iTunes review. Check out all the other great shows on the Firearms Radio Network at firearmsradio.tv. Be sure to visit the Firearms Insider for our affiliate links and, of course, reviews. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Firearms Insider. And, of course, thank you for listening to the largest pound-for-pound podcast on the network. We're out.
So long, and thanks for all the fish.
What?
Okay.
What?
What?
See how many people watch Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
all right.
Rob's been drinking again.